Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Missy. Thanks for joining me again for another process video. Today's layout is for the Hip Kit Club, and this is my fourth page using the 2015 October kits. And this layout is the complete opposite of my previous video, the one with the butterflies that was all light and airy. This one is very bright and bold and has a lot of black on it and mixed with pinks and oranges. So it's very, very bold. And I wanted to go different on this one and use some different colors from the kits that I hadn't really focused on yet. And so I'm going to pull from that Amy Tan pattern paper with the orange and pink squares on it that looks kind of like watercolor squares. And I'm going to do some mixing and matching with this Jen Hadfield paper, and I'm going to use the white with the polka dots and this black and white stripe. They're very bold, and that's the look that I'm going to go for this page. And I'm using 3 small photos that I've made into a little photo strip here, and they're funny pictures to me. I was trying to get my daughter to sit still on the little curb in our back patio. There's some flowers behind her, and of course she sat down for a split second, and I snapped one picture of her looking forward, and then she took off. And so the last picture is of her getting up and running away, and it's just funny because they were from a few years ago, and that's just her personality, and they just make me laugh because that's just how she is. And I've learned to embrace action photos, and that's mostly what I get of her. So it's very rare if I get a pose shot, and if I do, it's usually by accident. So I love these kind of pictures because it's real life, and that's the kind of stuff that I want to remember. Alright, so I'm going to jazz up this background and added some white gesso there, and then I'm going to come in with this Jen Hadfield washi tape, and there's a lot of black and white patterns in this washi tape pack. And so I'm going to use some of those, and I'm going to just tear it and make it kind of uneven and messy, which is my favorite thing to do. And I've pulled out a couple of distress inks from my stash. I believe that is Worn Lipstick on the bottom, Spiced Marmalade is the orange color, and Spun Sugar is the light pink one. And the spun sugar winds up being a little too light, so I don't use a whole lot of that. And I mainly added the white gesso is because I'm going to come in with some water, and I wanted the colors to blend, and they blend so much nicer when there's gesso down. So if you were just going to use these distress inks through a stencil, you wouldn't really need gesso at all. So after I add the washi tape, I go back over that again with the white gesso to kind of blend it out because I wanted to have a cloudy, faded look there. Alright, so this is one of the stencils from the color kit, and I'm just using some of the inks that I pulled out here and my little round mini ink blending foam tool thingy. And I'm just going to put some of these little plus signs on my page. And they don't really have any meaning on this layout. It's just a shape that I like, and I wanted to put this on the background just for whatever reason. I wanted it to look kind of uneven. And now I'm going to come in with some water, and my wonderful favorite dollar store spray bottle there, just a piece of it blew up and blew off and flew away, and so now it just sprays in big drops of water. It just broke, so I have to get another one. Yay, I get to go back to the Dollar Tree. Anyway, I'm just using the packaging technique here with these distress inks to kind of create some watercolor look, and then, you know, of course that's going to blend out some of the plus signs because they react with water. And that's fine. That's kind of the look that I was going for. So it worked out just like I was hoping it would. Now I'm going to come in with some of those Prima watercolor pencils, and 2 of them are actually from the Bright set that we got back in April. I think it was the April color kit. And so I'm using the red one and the orange one here, and it takes just a little bitty scribble to create a lot of color. You don't really need a whole lot of these watercolor pencils. Now that's the set that we just got this month, and I'm using that peachy pink color. And I'm just going to go back and forth with all of these 3 colors and just do a couple of scribbles here, a couple of scribbles there. I'm just taking my water brush and kind of blending it in until I get the right shades just where I want them. And I spent a while doing this, and so I don't show all of it. I do come in with some gelatos, a light pink and then a brighter pink, because I wanted some pinks, some reds, and some oranges all around the page here. I highly recommend getting a water brush like this. I can't believe it took me this long to get one. It's very easy to use, and I got it at Michael's. So I just keep fiddling around here and adding the color and getting it just like I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with some tissue paper, and that's all I'm going to put behind my picture there. I decided, since my background was kind of busy and bright and bold as it is, I didn't want to add any more pattern papers behind it. Alright, so now I've kind of got that how I like it, and now I'm going to jazz up the right side of the layout. I want to create some more black and white elements and some sort of a little cluster over on the right. And so I'm going to play around with more of the black and white washi tape and a couple of embellishments from the kit. I love that pink and orange paper. It's so bright and bold, and you don't really even need a lot of it to make a big statement. So again, I'm just going to rip. I'm going to decide not to use that black with the white dots because it's just too dark and it's just too bold over there. And so I'm going to put that back, and I'm going to use the white with the little black dots instead. I do wind up using that big black ampersand, and again, it doesn't have any significance here except that I like the shape of it. I did lots of crazy stitching off camera. I did lots of back and forth, just straight stitching and some zigzags, and I used black thread. Now, I decided to go through this pink paisley dot sheet here, or circle sheet, and I punched out several of the circles that had just black and white, and I only wound up using one of them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I was trying to pull out as many black and white elements as I could, just to see if I could make them work on the page. And once I punched these out, I didn't really know what to do with them, and so I just decided to go with one, and I'm going to use it over here on the right as a layering piece underneath this big ampersand. And I'm going to use this little lady here, the wood veneer lady or woman, and I'm going to color her up here in just a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to add in some tangled thread. And I just go ahead and kind of drop it down and make it look like it just fell out of the sky. And I'm just going to glue it down, and so it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to take my gun and stick all this stuff down over here on the right. And then I'm going to use some white gesso on this wood veneer woman, just to kind of give her a base coat to make everything stick to her. And for once, I'm not going to emboss on the wood. I'm just going to use some gelatos here to make her pinkish reddish. And the only reason I'm using this woman on this layout is because I'm just being sarcastic, because, you know, she's wearing a dress and my child is so far from ladylike, it's not even funny. And so it's just kind of a joke, because she'd much rather strip down to nothing and run around in the dirt than wear a dress any day of the week. So I just thought it was funny because she's the opposite. And my title is going to be Whatever, I'm Out of Here, because that is exactly what she's thinking as I'm asking her, Paige, sit down on the curb, let mommy take your picture. Okay, I will for 2 seconds. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. She's so busy. She's so busy. She has so many things to do. So sitting down for a photo shoot, ain't nobody got time for that. So she's, yeah, it's just funny. At the time, I was like, sit down, sit down. Nope, not having it. So I just had to get her in action, and it makes me laugh. Okay, so I switched the word here. I didn't really have room to put it after the word outa because of the R in whatever, and so I just stacked it underneath I'm, and then I came in with some arrows. Now those arrows are part of Nicole Noasad's free cut file set in the Hip Kit store under the download section, and if you are a registered member at the Hip Kit blog, then all of these cut files are free for you. And so I used the arrows from her cut file for this, just to kind of show direction, because that's the direction that she's running. And I thought that kind of looked appropriate. And this is the pink paisley sticker sheet. I'm using several of the black clear stickers, and they say things like remember, memories, things like that. And so I used as many as I could on that sticker sheet. And then this is the pink paisley puffy stickers, and there are some matching hearts, pink, orange color, so I'm going to use those. And then finally, I'm going to come in with these Heidi Swapp little enamel dots, and I'm going to use some of the circles and some of the hexagons. I have all kinds of shapes on this layout. I have plus signs, I have circles, squares in the background paper, and now little tiny hexagons. And I just scattered them around the page, and some of them are kind of layered under the photo and under the papers. Last thing I'm going to do as far as design work or background work is I'm going to make these arrows stand out a little bit more, and I just take the pencils and kind of trace around the edges and then use my water brush to smudge the color just to kind of make them a little more, to stand out a little bit more there. I do add a little bit of journaling here underneath my arrow. And then I'm going to come in with some black color shine, and I believe that's going to finish it up. Oh yeah, my date stamp. I really had a good time putting this together. I love scrapping funny pictures that make me laugh, and these pictures just made me chuckle whenever I looked at them. And I'm really, really happy that the thickers had the word whatever, because when I saw that, I thought, yep, that's going to be my title, because it's just so funny. Anyway, that's the final page. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you're enjoying your hip kits. I think they're beautiful this month, and I can't wait to get the next month for November. I know they're going to be gorgeous. So let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did on this page. And thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for all your comments. You guys are awesome. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.